Collin Urie, St. Johnsbury Academy.
Best known for his football exploits, Collin excels anywhere he plays. Last spring, he lit up the lacrosse field, scoring 48 goals and adding 24 assists while being named an All-League player in Division II. The Record's Football Player of the Year for the second consecutive season, Collin passed for 1,489 yards and 13 touchdowns and rushed for 1,085 yards and 14 scores, tying his single-season touchdown mark at 27 while leading St. Johnsbury to the Division I state title game. In the winter, taking up track and field for the first time, Collin finished third in weight throw, second as part of the 4x200 relay, and was seventh in the 55 and 300 dash at the Division I state championship.
So back going into second grade, my family moved into a dorm, Burroughs Place on St. Johnsbury Academy's campus, and the trees weren't fully grown yet since it was a new dorm. There was a lot of construction around it. And so from my room, I could look out and see the football field. And so every day after school, I'd come home and I'd go up to my room and I'd look out the window and watch the academy's practice from my room after school. I thought it was really cool to be able to see everything from my room. It was my own little box seats.
When the opportunity came up for him to try flag football with the Rodliff Raiders when he was in kindergarten, I think, you know, he could catch a ball, he could run. He was a little bit faster than the other kids that were his age. He always had to run away from his sister when he was little, so he knew how to dodge and weave.
So when I was younger, me and my friends used to play a lot of backyard football, and we'd always pick different players, like academy players or our favorite player at the time, and we'd pretend to be them when we were playing. And I always used to pick players like Zach Risnet, who was a scrappy, physical, little wide receiver, and so I'd always try to play like him, and I just couldn't wait to get to high school so I could be like one of them.
First time I met Collin Urie was in the field house. My very first day here meeting the players. Didn't know anybody, but I did. My eyes were drawn to one kid throwing a football. Great poise, great technique, stood tall, had a quick release, very accurate. And I went over and asked who it was, and the young man said, "My name's Collin Urie and I'm gonna be a freshman here," which was a little shocking, but I immediately nicknamed him the Future. In Collin's senior year, in the 3 playoff games, in the first game against Rutland, he single-handedly took over the game when they were driving for the win. On one play, he intercepts the ball on their 3rd down conversion.
He's going to run right. Lofts one out into the flat, and it's picked off by that guy, Collin Urie, with a huge interception at the 20-yard line.
On the very next play, he takes it 78 yards for a touchdown.
Urie's going to keep it himself and run left. Has a seam to the left. Down the sideline, it's a foot race. Collin Urie to the 40, 30, looks over his shoulder. No one's going to catch him. It's 22-14.
Then we play CVU, and he gets us off to a great start, but has a game-ending wrist injury, and we think he's out for the year. But Collin comes back for the state championship game with his wrist taped up and braced, and we put him in at running back and wide receiver. And we weren't doing well offensively. He came up to me in the middle of the game and said, "I'm taking this off. I want to play quarterback."
So I walked up to him. I was pretty frustrated. They had just scored another touchdown. They're up by quite a bit. And this was my last game. So I walked up to him and I said, "I can take the cast off and I'll go play quarterback. Do you want that?"
And I said, "Collin, you can't. You have that, that brace on your wrist." And he just starts tearing it off. And I said, "Hey, I'm not comfortable with that. We better make sure your dad, who's one of our coaches, and Chris is okay." And he said, "They're fine with it. I'm playing quarterback."
Chris Despins, the trainer, asked me what the heck I was doing. I told him. He said, "Good luck." And I went in there and did my best. I'm really going to miss the field a lot. I'm going to miss playing with my team, playing with my friends. I have 4 more years where I can play with a group of guys, and I'm sure it'll be great, but I don't think any of those memories will replace the memories that I made on this field, on that field with my buddies.